George Zimmerman's making headlines again for a picture that shows him smiling for the camera at a gun manufacturing facility yesterday. Kel-Tec is the same company that makes the weapon Zimmerman used to shoot Trayvon Martin. And Zimmerman's brother confirmed to CNN that it was Zimmerman in the photo you just saw. But it's not the first time we're seeing him since the public, in public since the verdict. Do you remember this? Not the picture I'm showing you there, that right there. The dash cam video from 2 weeks after his acquittal. He had a gun in his car when police stopped him from speeding. And his family, Zimmerman, has gotten death threats and indicated that he needs a gun for protection. But some are upset about this new photo. Zimmerman grinning for the camera at a gun factory so soon after this trial. Let's bring in pop culture expert Jawn Murray and George Zimmerman's former neighbor, Frank Taffy. All right, Jawn, I want to start with you. You know, Zimmerman's acquitted here. It's his right. He can go wherever he wants. He can even own a gun. But is this a bad image to project?
It's absolutely a bad image. I mean, it's in poor taste. I mean, clearly, despite the fact that it is his freedom to be able to purchase a gun, he was acquitted for the murder of Trayvon Martin. It's in poor taste to flaunt this type of photo in the public eye. People are still mourning the death of Trayvon Martin, and it's just bad form. I mean, the only thing good about it is I like to know what city he's in so that the parents of brown boys can be aware that they should hide their kids when he's there buying guns in their market. But otherwise, there's nothing good about this at all.
Frank, jump in.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing? Glad to be back. Listen, are there two sets of laws here, one for George Zimmerman and one for the rest of the country? He's been acquitted. He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. And quite frankly, frankly speaking, I don't see any problem with that whatsoever. And he was there at the behest of the Kel-Tec president to take a tour of the facility. He just didn't show up indiscriminately to look for a weapon. And if you were, let me ask this to the other gentleman, if your family or you were being faced by 400 death threats weekly, what would you do to protect your family? Throw popcorn at them?
Jawn, what do you think?
Ryan, I take questions from you, not from Frank Taff.
Well,
but
go ahead.
I stand by my original statement. His right is to be able to buy a gun. That's unquestionable. His ability to flaunt that after murdering a young black boy, yes, he was acquitted for the crime that he was charged for, but he did murder somebody. That's
Let's
a fact.
clear that up.
He
did not murder him. He was found not guilty, and it was self-defense. It was proven by a court of law. What else do you want to dispute here?
But he murdered it. They call it self-defense.
Well, let me jump in, guys. Let me jump in. And there is the point that, yes, he was found not guilty. But, Frank, the other part I have about this is he knows these photos are going to circulate. He knows that we're going to be on shows like this talking about him posing for the cameras like this. Do you think he's trying to invite this attention?
Not at all. I believe that George was being George. He was there. He posed for a picture. He wasn't, he wasn't holding a gun up, okay? He was merely shaking.
No, I know, but is he being a little naive, thinking that people aren't going to be talking about the fact that he's posing at Kel-Tec, the same manufacturer that made the gun that shot Trayvon Martin?
Ryan, I think the more important issue is here that George is a free man. He's able to go to anywhere in this country, do whatever he wants. Why does he have to be subjected to a group of people that still have a very hot knife out for him? And you know what? He was merely defending himself that night, and he has every right under the Second Amendment. None of his rights were taken away, okay? And furthermore, here in the state of Florida, concealed weapons permits have almost tripled, and it's all based on the Trayvon Martin shooting from last year.
Okay.
That's according to USA Today.
All right, Jawn, I just have a couple more seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not disputing anything that Frank Taff has to say. At the end of the day, the general consensus is that this picture was bad form. A man who's murdered a boy shouldn't flaunt a picture buying a gun.
What's bad about it? He didn't flaunt it. He wasn't flaunting anything. He was merely posing as a private citizen, a free private citizen that was exonerated of all charges, and yet you guys want to take it a step further. Let's talk about standing your ground.
A free private citizen who's going through a very public trial that involved the gun. I mean, come on, none of us are naive. None of us are naive, but the boy is still dead.
You know what?
End of discussion.
I respect your views, but let's face it, okay? He's a free man today. Due to the judicial system,
he's a free man, and parents of other brown kids should also watch theirs. He's in Cocoa, Florida, buying a gun. Watch your children.
I'm gonna jump in, guys. But you know what? This discussion itself is underscoring the controversy that some of these photos are eliciting among a lot of people out there. I thank you both for voicing your opinion, Jawn, Frank. Appreciate it.